Hey everybody, this is Perch, and it's Sunday, so I wanted to do. Well, it's not Sunday. I'm technically recording this on Saturday, but you're not supposed to reveal the tricks. But I thought it would be a good way to kind of recap the week and what went down, and just kind of a general 10-minute. Here's kind of what happened and what's going, and we'll see if this fits. If it feels normal and natural, we'll do more of this. Why not, right? So it was an interesting week for comics. It was by the numbers, it was a huge week for comics. There was a lot of new books that were released last week. One of the largest in quite some time, just in sheer volume of books. I'm not talking about the quality or the promotion of the books. I'm just talking sheer number. There was a vast amount of indies and others that got things out the gate. But in terms of the actual, titles, if we're going through them, I enjoyed Action Comics. I enjoyed some of the things going on there. Is probably the book I enjoyed most out of DC. I don't know. I can't quite get my head around Detective Comics and Batman and the Magistrate and everything going on there. It just does not. It does not work for me. And so as it kind of trudges along, it feels, and I'm reading it, it feels like I'm trudging along. It feels like I've seen this stuff and I don't particularly care for it. And there's some other things. Robin, certainly a nice, Gleb he's kind of channeling some weird kind of combination of Bacalo and Capullo. And it's an interesting kind of mix between the two. It's fine. Comic was okay. I just, it didn't seem to super excite me, but there you go. So Action Comics was probably the one where I felt like, for me anyway, what was going on. Over in Marvel, a little bit tougher. I did like the conclusion to U.S. Agent. I think Priest did a good job on that, and I have no idea if Marvel is doing this or not, but hopefully they are just lining it up. That Priest takes over Captain America here. We're a couple months away from Ta-Nehisi Coates, I think, being taken off the book. I think Priest would be a perfectly acceptable kind of replacement there. I think he does good stories. I think it's interesting, and I think he handled things with some pretty nuance. So I appreciated that, and I hope that's where it goes. So I think. Yeah, U.S. Agent, probably the book. I did like X-Men Legends #3. A couple people asked me that because I was really looking forward to seeing Wheezy and Walt back on X Factor. And the only challenge with this, and this is going to sound like I'm just bitching, but I'm just being honest with you. Yeah, the only problem with it is it definitely felt like Walt and Wheezy on X Factor. And I love that run. But if you didn't pay attention, I would have assumed this was just... I was reading a back issue at that point. And again, nothing necessarily wrong with that. It just, they were so good at fitting right back into their run in the kind of late 80s that I questioned at times if I was reading a new issue. It's like, I think I've read this before. Of course, I haven't, but it was fun to see Walt do a lot of the same old poses that he's done before. Jean Grey's got some funny kind of little telekinetic poses, and I think Walt draws Angel flying at you with his hands kind of, fingers extended out better than anyone. I mean, it's just better than anyone. I think Walt drawing Angel is just what should be. So I really enjoyed the issue, but it was crazy. It was done quite well. Another people have asked me about the Hellfire Gala, because they released this official guide to the whole thing, and with this weird little intro by C.B. Cebulski. Why Cebulski is putting cartoon pictures of him eating food in his forward is just why not have something? Why not have something in the background there that like you just watched Akira as well? I mean, as long as you're doing self-parody, go all in, I guess. But these costumes, I mean, at some point they're all kind of silly. I mean, this is the Mutants playing dress up, and you're either into it or you're not. I mean, I don't know. This whole thing, it's not going to attract new readers in. The readers who are already happy with all this stuff are probably going to be fine with it, or it's going to be fun for them. And then the next month we'll be on to something else. I think my big, where I've kind of settled with the Hellfire Gala and some of this stuff is really just, it's a question. And the question is, can we afford can Marvel afford to take a month and 12 comics, and I guess the customers too, can they afford 12 comics devoted to kind of a party? And there will be intrigue and there will be some stuff, but it's like this is next level decompression, and I just don't know if like I don't is it can we afford to do this? I mean. It's like I hear more and more, especially from X fans, like, wait, where is Moira? Hey, Sabretooth was sentenced down in some kind of prison. Is he just hanging out there? What's he doing? Like, whatever happened to that Sentinel program? And hey, are they still building Nimrod? And what about that Orcus thing? And like it's like where is all that stuff? Well, we'll do 12 comics of a party. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there will be some moments in there that will be the big like moments, and then I'm also sure there will be pages and pages and pages of kind of snarky dinner conversation, and it feels like we're getting like a whole issue where Wolverine, where Deadpool tries to crash the party, and they have a little fight. And it's like, do we want to see Deadpool being wacky, crashing a dinner? I don't. I guess is the point. So for what it's worth, I got kind of distracted there with something that came out. Over in Image, I've been a fan of Deadly Class by Rick Remender. It's interesting to see that just continuing to kind of just chug along. Nice that it has the same artist. I think it's a good book. It felt like the TV show kind of killed some of its momentum of Deadly Class. It seemed like it was clocking along pretty good, and then the show came out, and it seemed like it took momentum away for no apparent reason. I may be off base about that, but that's what seemed to have happened. Crossover, it finished its first arc. I don't know what people kind of expect out of this out of Crossover. It's not for me, and again, nothing. That's fine. Lots of comics are for lots of different people and everything else, but the whole premise of what they're doing with Crossover is I don't know. I just the big reveal at the end, and I won't spoil it. It just not a big surprise. I guess I'll put it that way, and it's fine. The challenge with Crossover is that they really need to make good on its promise and have it crossover with other heroes to really have it deliver kind of some of what it's trying to do, and it's not going to give you that. So at least in this issue, we did get Darkness. We got Savage Dragon and Witchblade, and plenty of other kind of more lesser known characters from universes. Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland briefly shows up, so that's something that we're getting there. But otherwise, it's a lot of teases. Hey, Shadowhawk, good old Shadowhawk, still kind of shows briefly. But in general, in terms of news stories and other things that are going on with comics, it was to some extent a quieter week. There's some photos floating around of Miss Marvel out there in the comic accurate costume, because they're filming that show. They're filming Miss Marvel right now, and the costume looks good. I think her in the costume, everything, it looks she looks like a hero out of her depth, which is how that character should be. It should be kind of to the spirit of the original series. It should kind of feel like that. Some people yelling. I got some feedback in the comments that more of my videos were focusing on kind of social media and culture. Sorry about that. I guess it was on my mind and I didn't realize it, so I did more than I meant to. So hopefully we'll pull back from some of that. I still what's driving me in a lot of cases, and I'm helping a friend right now who's about to get a comic that he did out and launched and just out, and he'll use Kickstarter and Indiegogo and all that kind of stuff to just fulfill. But it's going through that process, and I'm anxious to do that. But I'm frustrated by what feels to me like a willing acceptance of less. That we have to just kind of accept that some things are broken, accept that there are things aren't where they should be, and that comics has a lot, that we're just some people are just gonna live in poverty, and the disconnect between some of the customers and some of the creators, and we're just gonna live with that because I guess that's just how it has to be, and I hate that. I don't like the settling feeling that we have. I think we all should keep fighting for not settling to make it great and all that kind of stuff. That's not a dog whistle for effing Donald Trump by make it great. I mean, just mean be happy with things. That's what I want. I would like for things to try and to hope for better. If we hope for better, then maybe we'll realize better. I had a great interview earlier today with Rachel Pollack, so anxious for that to come out in a few days. I think she's got a very interesting story to tell, particularly in light of all the stories she brought to the market. So you're going to love that one. And we got some pretty big names coming up over the next month that really legitimately big names that are going to do some interviews, and I think that's going to be very exciting for people. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to continue to bring a big mix of people, people you've never heard of, people you've just barely heard of, maybe people you've heard of a lot, because there's a lot of stories to tell in comics, and so I will offer them up to you, and it's up to you whether you want to listen to them or not. Hope you do, but at the end of the day, just trying to bring some more stuff that maybe you don't have. So anyway, it's like I said, it's Sunday. We're setting for another week, a smaller week in terms of comic releases, and that's cool. I think that's a good thing in this case, to give us a chance to breathe and kind of assess and market, and we'll see what we can do. But anyway, thanks for all the support of the channel. We patched 17,000, and I don't know if this is an experience other channels have. So maybe somebody can tell me, because that'd be helpful. But what will happen is I look in my stats in the YouTube studio dashboard or whatever. Basically, if you own a channel, you get this area where you upload everything and put stuff in stats, and it's garbage. The stats are absolute garbage. Like I'll be sitting there and it will say, this video's had 100 views, and then I'll go to just the main YouTube page and I'll see that the video's had 700 views, and it's like, what's going on? Why are they different? Every now and then Joe will reach out and go, hey, congratulations, you passed 17,000 subs, and I look in my panel and it shows me at 16,800. Like, okay, who knows what's going on, and it seems very, very uneven. But it's also, I've noticed the last couple thousand subs I have, like it will show no growth in my studio. Like when I say no growth, I mean 0 gains, 0 losses, just complete flat line for like 4 days, and on the 5th day it'll be like, you gained 200 subscribers. And I know that's not what's actually happening. 200 people are not showing up on one day. So I have no idea how all this is going. But, long and short of it is, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. I think it's, I'm humbled every day. I did not, said this before, I didn't start this channel to grow subs. It's never my goal. Mainly did just to have a conversation, talk to all of you, and that's what we're doing. So thanks for your support. Regardless, I'd appreciate it, humbled, and I'll try and make good on it. Thanks for all the suggestions. Got a lot of great ones in the mail. And talk to you this week.